Greetings, fellow traders. Bubba here. It's time for the daily market wrap for Wednesday, June the 16th, 2021. I hope everybody had a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right. Well, it was Fed day today, guys, and we said that things will probably start moving now, right? So that's a possibility. And then, of course, we got quad witching on Friday. And after all this big expiration stuff happens, we might get some even more movement next week. The direction, we'll see. I mean, generally, right now we're actually kind of starting to lean a little bit bearish. A bit of a doji here on the monthly chart. Weekly chart turned red. It's actually turning into a bearish engulfing candle right here, so we have to be a little bit careful with that going into the last couple trading days of the week here. And we closed below the ADMA on the SPX, right? So definitely some caution right there. Thanks, pal. A little bit of irritable pal syndrome, some IPS here today. Increased volume below the ADMA, so definitely leaning a little bit blah on that. Doesn't mean they won't gap this thing up tomorrow, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. SPX, like we said here, let's just double check right here. McClellan Oscillator still hasn't even crossed over the 100 yet, so we're not really in super crash territory or anything, but we're just going to keep an eye on it. And again, we're thinking that we might actually get a corrective move right here. I think this, you could pretty much say that that this was an ending diagonal here for a Subway 5. So I think probably what we're going to end up seeing now is some sort of, that was a pretty big move too, some sort of A. This may have been the B here today, and then maybe a C wave down. And then we could possibly start to see our working its way up, right? So we'll just kind of continue from there. Again, it was all about this rising wedge ending diagonal right here that we've been tracking. So we try to stay bullish, right, on it, right? We were hoping we'd gap and just kind of go, and the Fed would be bullish, and they just couldn't do it, right? So they ended up bringing it down there. So let's take a look at the S&P futures and see how they did it. So again, we had some wild moves the last couple weeks here, right? Big breakout the other day, big return to the scene of the breakdown, and today was actually a return to the scene of the breakdown. The other day was scene of the breakout, and we broke down right here into the Fed rates, unchanged, right? They were expecting something, I guess, but maybe a little bit of inflation worries, and then Powell did his press conference. He says, "Oh, there's nothing to worry about inflation. We got it under control." And it's like, "Oh, okay, great." And then we got back to that scene of the breakdown, and then we ended up reversing off of that here into the close. So cool. So we had a little bit of fun today. Finally, a little bit of movement. So good stuff there. MES, again, let's just kind of keep an eye on these geometric lines here going into tonight and see if we can get back above there. Otherwise, we got actually a geometric line here too, so that could be interesting. So we got some triangle ranges to look at, so keep an eye on that. Qs, guys, ended up below its 15 orb low. IWM actually just above its 15 orb high, which is pretty interesting. The XLF had some relative strength here after basically a shark pattern there intraday. So pretty wild stuff there. The VIX got really perky, and then it left for the day, and then it decided, no, you know what, I'm not done yet, like a little Columbo close, right? So one more thing, right? So we got that going on. Apple to Apple with a flush down to the signal zone and then a bounce, which is pretty huge. When you get volatile markets, it's almost like it's about as fun as it gets here with signal zone, because it's like, oh, that's where it's going. And we'll take a look here at Amazon in a second. Bitcoin, guys, down 1,500. So far, not a safe haven right now for the Fed action, right? So kind of a weak day right here, back to the ADMA. So let's see if that holds or not. Okay, so here's Amazon, right? So just flushed right down to the signal zone here today and then bounced. Let's take a look right there. Boom. So yeah, all right. So that's fun when you have really fast markets, right? Because you be like, okay, let's go here. Let's see if it reverses. Boom, and they had a big move up and ended up closing up 32 points today, which is pretty amazing there for Amazon. Cool stuff there. Another name that was pretty strong here today was Shop. With a double tap there or a double touch there of the 15 orb high before bouncing at the end of the day. Guild had a weak day today. Keep this one on the radar. That kind of rallied at the open and then turned into this big shooting star candle here with increasing volume on the daily chart. So that's looking a little bit weak here. Some kind of relative strength was Carnival. It's still below the ADMA, but a decent move there with increasing volume, so something to keep an eye on there too. Some relative weakness going in tomorrow. Intel. So maybe working its way down to the bottom of the channel. NEM, let's take a look at this one. I meant to mention another one too. NEM back to the 50-day moving average, a little bit weak here. Gold too had a little bit of roughness. Oh, right down to the 50-day. Let's see if they can bounce it off of that. But I wanted to check out PLTR here with you guys. This is one that failed at the top of the channel right here. We got a little downside follow through kind of coming in again right here. So this still could be an A, B, C type move, and now see if it breaks out of that channel and if it's ready to get going. Okay. Well, good stuff, guys. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll see you guys on the live stream tonight. It's going to be fun. We're going to be going over how to use those regression channels for Elliott Wave trading, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So looking forward to seeing you guys then. Until then, stay healthy out there. Maybe risk first and stay safe. See you in the game.